Hey guys, so today we are starting this new podcast. It's going to be called The Red Circle. Dun, dun, dun.
Red
Can
Circle.
you believe it? I can't believe it. I got my great friend and guest and co-conspirator over here with me, Vanessa.
Hey guys.
So my name's Edward Beck. I'll be, I guess, the MC. I don't know what that means. Like master of coolness, but yeah, definitely the person that's the most modest in the room. But That's what everybody tells me. So today, the way I was thinking about it, and this kind of was like my little idea, was to go through personality tests with Vanessa, so you can get to know Vanessa through a personality test. And I'm like a weirdo that I like to constantly go through different personality tests. And I thought it would be a great way for you guys to get to know her.
Yeah.
And then I can kind of dabble into my personality as well. And then you kind of get to know maybe the nuances of it. And also I do it every time when I'm working with somebody that I'm going to be working with for a while. So I can understand you better.
That's smart.
So that I can maybe not step on your toes as much. Maybe understand what gives you a little more fulfillment, how you look at the world. You know, we all kind of, I think most people are a little bit naive when they think that everybody thinks the way they think.
Yeah, totally.
But let me ask you this. Would you agree that extroverts kind of understand the world more than introverts, mainly because we know that we're extroverts and that's not normal? And introverts are like, you're so talkative, would you shut up? And they think that's normal. But we know we're not normal.
Yeah. I think, so Jake, my husband, he's an introvert.
For sure.
Because he's so quiet, he's observing. So he'll see things that I don't see. So, I don't know. I think we need both.
Honestly, I do. Like, I think that's what I'm trying to say, is that I think the extrovert kind of realizes that they're not normal and that they need the other person to kind of balance their craziness out.
Yes.
Because
if I had an extrovert as a husband, it'd be rough.
Yeah.
I think.
You just be a tug of war.
It would be.
I'm in the center of attention.
It's
Everybody
me.
pay attention to me.
Exactly.
No, it's funny. And I don't even think extroversion necessarily means that you want the center of attention. It's more that, and this is kind of like a Myers-Briggs thing, which you haven't done yet, which we'll get into at the next one, is that we talk through our ideas out loud.
Yes.
They talk through their ideas in their head. So if you bring all this information to the introvert, they're like, okay, you have to give me some time so that I can compile and have the internal conversation, and then I can come back to you and have the conversation.
Yeah.
Where we're like, no, we could let's just shoot from the hip and figure it out right now.
Yeah. And then we're done.
Yeah.
And then it's good.
We got it out.
Yeah.
You know, and but the introverts, they're more, they want to go into the cave, and then they come back and they're like, oh, I'm more wise now. I understand.
They've got to process it.
Yes, yes.
Totally.
So we process it verbally. They process it internally.
Yeah.
Hence introvert, extrovert.
Yeah.
Okay. So I wanted to go through a couple of, I think it would be nice to start with the Greek personality types, which pretty much most of it kind of is derived from, they're not necessarily even personality types, they call them temperaments.
Okay.
So a temperament is kind of like the way that you're tempered, right? You know, like that's where you get the term temper.
Yes.
Most people have heard of one of the different types of the personalities. They've heard of melancholy.
Yes. I've heard of that.
Everybody's like, oh, that's a melancholy song. That's a melancholy way of being, or he's kind of melancholy. But most people have never heard of the other ones.
I feel like I might have. My mom likes all of those tests and like 5 love languages and all those books.
Okay.
So I might know quite a bit of them.
Okay, well that's good. Okay. And I purposely wanted to kind of go through this live so that we could get proper reactions, right? So the first thing I would say is, and I usually try and evaluate somebody's personality by asking them a set of questions. Okay. So if you're uncomfortable with it, you don't have to just say pass, right? And then I'll say fail. No, I'm just kidding.
I plead the fifth.
I can't say that for the right that it might incriminate me. Right? Okay, so first is, do you like to be alone or do you like to be with people, which we obviously know?
So, I am an introverted extrovert.
Okay.
So I love being around people.
You can't be on both sides.
I know, but I also need to be alone.
Yes.
A lot.
So I agree with that.
I'm like half and half.
I agree with that. I think everybody is a percentage of everything.
Yeah.
There's not one or the other.
Yeah.
You're just you're more dominant. So you're more dominant. I would say you're more extroverted.
When I'm around people, super extroverted, but I definitely need my time to recharge.
Yeah.
But around people, I'm very extroverted.
Yeah. I think that's true. I think that's true for most people. Like, I need time to be alone.
Yeah. Specifically
because I always, I like to research things, and I like to just know random factoids. So
and then text everybody the links and the facts.
I don't share it on social media because then I'll get banned.
Yeah. Yes.
Actually, this.
I know, this is going to be fun.
Yeah. I can't wait to get 3 strikes on YouTube. Okay. So the next thing, are you generally, and these are generalizations, so I would just say, this is not who you forced yourself to become through sheer willpower.
Okay.
This is who you naturally were, like, before middle school and before everybody became masked. Sanguine. So sanguine is that other personality that's kind of like the outgoing, everybody likes them, everybody wants to be them in middle school, and we all generally get masked that personality in middle school. So so in middle school, before you changed to try and fit in, who were you generally, so that's where I say all those questions is that person, answer it from that. It's like your core self.
Yeah.
Are you generally messy or clean?
Messy.
Okay. Are you if there's mess on the floor in your bedroom, does it prevent you from going to sleep, or
no? Not at all.
Okay, so melancholy is out of the bag immediately. Okay, and then if you're in a group of like 5 people, do you generally tell people like, let's do this? Are you usually the take the charge type? Or if somebody's like, hey, let's do this, you're like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, you kind of just go with the flow.
If somebody takes charge first, I'll go with the flow.
Okay.
But a lot of times, I'll take charge.
Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, so there's kind of like a little breathing room there. If you go into a party, do you generally know, even if you don't know anybody, do you leave knowing everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's very sanguine.
Yeah. I definitely can. I mean, depends on my mood, but most of the times, yes.
Do you think if you're in a group and you know some 2 other friends that are in the same group or maybe in an auxiliary group that people you know, and they're over there talking and they're laughing, do you instantly think they're talking about you behind your back?
No. I have a lot of family members that think that way, and like people around me, so I don't do that. I'm like,
Okay, and that's not naturally your state. Naturally, you think people are kind and...
Yes.
Okay.
Unless you prove it.
Yeah, yeah. Like, there's a lot of scumbags out there.
Yes.
Okay. So that's very good.
Okay.
So I would immediately tell you you're sanguine, and sanguines are like the funnest personality types.
Perfect. Yes, I agree.
They're super fun personality types. They're always for what's the next fun thing that they can do. They're generally about the now, opposed to so much in the future.
Yeah.
They're very much in the moment.
Yeah.
They can let everything go and be in the moment.
Yes.
Which other personalities have a really hard time doing, which is a skill that you have. They generally think everybody likes them and then they like everybody else, which is another huge advantage.
And even if somebody doesn't like me, I don't care.
Yeah.
Unless they mean something to me, like if it's family, I'll be like, Marr.
Yeah.
But if they don't matter.
Yeah, I don't think you take things to heart as easily as other people take it to heart.
I don't.
You can get over things easier. That sanguine personality is known for that.
Yeah. I literally, I have a bounce back time of like 2 seconds. So I have to remind myself when people are scumbags. My husband Jake will remind me.
He's like, no.
He's like, Vanessa, remember how they did this? I'm like, oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
I didn't remember that they did that.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, I have to kind of remember when people suck because.
Okay. Yeah, people do. So that's good. So the 5 personalities are and I just went over surface level.
Yeah.
Is the sanguine, which is like the life of the party, fun, knows everybody. Phlegmatic. Phlegmatic is my wife. So my wife's very phlegmatic. Phlegmatic is to go with the flow, not ruffle any feathers. They're the more loyal personality type out of all of them.
Yeah.
They're even though they go with the flow, they have like a moral compass that's stronger than most people.
Yes.
So they don't necessarily, like if you wanted to tell them, like they wanted pizza, but they'll go eat a burger.
Yeah.
They'll go eat tacos. They're not going to fight you on that. But if you said, hey, let's go do some Coke.
They're like, no, thank you.
They're not going to go do Coke.
Yeah.
You know, but the sanguine, that's one of your weaknesses. Is that you get more easily talked into things than the other personality types.
I could see that when I was younger, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, and I think it comes from this place of in the moment, fun, and surface level. Everything's it's a bad word, but it's more shallow than it is deep.
Okay.
So which comes with disadvantages and disadvantages. You know, and then you have the melancholy.
Yeah.
The melancholy is they're the deepest personality type. I'm not melancholy. And they're super deep. They're just like everything's serious.
Okay.
And they're the emotional roller coaster of personality types. They're the ones that deal with the most like depression and stuff like this. Because everything, they take it to heart.
They feel it.
They take it to heart.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are like at their house like reading novels. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're super by themselves. They don't want to be with people. They're kind of being drained by everybody.
Yeah.
But they're very smart. They're the smartest personality, temperament. They're very like detail oriented.
Yeah.
Not saying that the others are not, but it's a generality.
Okay.
So you have sanguine, phlegmatic, melancholy, and then you have choleric.
Okay.
Or choleric, depending on how you want to say it.
Yeah.
So I'm choleric. My strength is that I'm not afraid of taking risk. Everything has a purpose. I rarely ever do anything that doesn't have a purpose.
Okay.
Like I can't just do things.
Yeah.
Like that's why I hate housework.
Yeah.
Because I don't see a purpose of making my bed if I'm just gonna get in it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. It's like, do I take my shoes off and tie them when I put them in the closet?
Yeah.
No.
Why? Yeah.
But we do that when we make our bed.
Yeah.
So I don't see a purpose in it. You know, Jordan Peterson would argue.
Disagree.
Right. But that's my natural state of mind is that I don't see, if there's no purpose in it, I don't see the reason to do it. Yeah. So everything has to be a purpose. Like
what about watching TV?
Watching TV is about resting my brain.
Okay.
That's the purpose.
Okay.
That's the purpose. I have to recharge my battery.
Yeah.
I get in a group. I want to tell everybody what to do, which is a strength and a weakness.
Yeah.
Because I just want like everybody sit down and be quiet and let me tell you what to do. Like that's my natural state, which is not good when you're supposed to be following orders.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's my grind that I'm against as my natural state where I just want to be very assertive.
Yeah.
But, you know, in the book of Ecclesiastes it talks about there's a time and place for everything under the sun.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, so you have to be able to turn it off, that light switch. And that's what's great about these kind of internal studies is because you can learn about yourself and you'd be like, That's why I'm always getting in trouble. That's why I'm always getting fired.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why my boss is like hates me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
You know? So that's the 4 temperaments or the 4 personalities, and there's so much more that we can go into it. But that's great. I could totally see you as a sanguine, and every group needs a sanguine.
Yeah.
Every group needs a sanguine. Every group needs a choleric, and then you can have like a bunch of melancholies and phlegmatics because they don't mess with anybody else. And the melancholy will just come in and out whenever they feel like it, and then the phlegmatics are just like down for whatever.
Yeah.
You know, they're like ride or die.
Let's do it. Yeah.
They're like ride or die type personalities, and the sanguine's like. Sanguine's the one that's kind of like, let's not do that because that's not fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That does not sound like fun. This sounds like fun. And then the choleric's like, dang it, she's right. All right.
All right, let's do it. Yeah, totally.
So that's kind of the depiction of it. So it's cool. We got yours out. We got mine out. Let's go into the Jordan Peterson one.
Okay.
I know you took your test. We haven't really looked at it. So Jordan Peterson has this thing, just to kind of inform the audience. He has this thing where it's called Understand Yourself. It's his website. You go to it. Use my affiliate code. Nah, just kidding. I don't have one. I wish I had an affiliate code for Jordan Peterson stuff. But you can go to his site and fill out this thing. It's 100 questions, and it's from it's like a range from 5. So one in the middle is neutral. And then it's like normal, like yes or no, and then very strongly yes or no. Más o menos. That's kind of what the breakdown of it is. And it just goes through these questions, and you're kind of self-analyzing yourself when you take this test. And it's very cheap. It's under $10.
Yeah.
It's under $10. For a lot of these personality types tests, like the real ones, like the Myers-Briggs or the Kobe index, which we'll get into, they cost money. Like the Kobe one takes $50.
Yeah.
I always have everybody take the Kobe.
Yeah, you've told me about that one.
The Kobe one is probably still my favorite.
Yeah.
For working with people, because you learn about how people work, not necessarily anything else.
Okay.
So I'd be more interested in how you work naturally than I do about like personality and these other things. But let me steal it from you.
Here it is.
I like your little like sticky thing.
Thank you.
See, that's total girl stuff.
Yeah, that's very neat.
Okay, let's see. Is it at the top? Okay, so the way that the score works is it's. You mind if I tell the score?
Yeah. Go for it.
Is it's 0 to 100. So if you're in a room of 100 people, this is what your percentage of people that would be above you or below you in this.
The percentile.
In this percentile. So you're agreeable.
I am.
Very agreeable. So
yeah. It was like 88, right?
It says high agreeableness.
Yeah.
So you're at the 88th percentile, which means in a room of 100 people, there's only going to be 12 people that are, 11 people that will be more agreeable than you.
Yeah.
So super agreeable.
And what exactly is agreeable? Like I read a little bit.
So
I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with it
word.
100%. We can read through it here. You are high in agreeableness. Well, that's what we just said. Which is the primary dimension for interpersonal interaction in the 5 personality traits scientific model. And this is one thing that's very different about Jordan Peterson. He doesn't like Myers-Briggs. He doesn't like any of the other ones. This is what he attends to because this is more like clinical psychologist study.
Yeah.
So agreeableness is a very complex trait with marks of positive and negative elements all along the distribution. Because of this, high scores and low scores need to be explained at the same time.
Mm.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna read
I know, they're long.
Let me see if I can scan through it. So people with levels of high agreeableness are seen by other people as cooperative, warm, and considerate. Mm. So there you go. They are quite likely to look for and even sometimes to see the best in others and are interpersonally tolerant. That's very good. Okay. So me, let me go. I'm gonna pull up mine. This is funny. 'Cause I'm like on the other end of the
We're
spectrum.
super similar, but this is gonna be fun to see.
Yeah, because we're definitely not.
Yeah.
I don't think.
And I think it's, like I'm a female. So
That's
I
true.
think women are more agreeable than men sometimes.
That's true. I agree. Yeah, and I think it says it in here.
Mm-hmm.
Is this touchscreen?
No, it's not.
It says it here on the bottom. Let's see. No, not there. Okay. Women are 59% to men 41%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's the level of agreeableness. Oh no. No, it's broken down into two things, which is compassion and politeness. So your compassion is the high one, is 91%.
Okay.
So you're very compassionate, which is 61 to 39 to men.
Okay.
So men are generally not as compassionate. Politeness, you're in the 76, which is more lower, but it's 59 to 41. That's the other one.
Yeah.
So
that sounds right. I'm polite, but if you don't make sense, I'm not going to play along.
So my agreeableness is exceptionally low. I was at the 2%.
No, that's like really low.
Wow.
So everybody in the room is more agreeable than you.
Only one person.
Only one is less.
One person in the room.
That's so funny.
And he's probably like about to kill me.
He's trying to get out of the room.
He's like, I really do not agree with anything going on in this room. My compassion is low, so I'm at the 21 percentile, which you were at 91.
Yeah.
And then my politeness was 0. I'm not making it up.
0.
It's 0.
Yeah.
Literally 0.
Everybody is more polite.
There's no one in the entire world that is less polite than me.
That's hardcore, Ed.
See, I don't go for any of these low numbers. I'm just extreme.
Extreme. High or low.
That's hilarious.
That is amazing.
Okay, so you're definitely more polite and more and more compassionate.
Okay.
So don't come. Word to everybody, don't come cry on my shoulder because I don't care.
He doesn't care. I care a little bit, but I'll probably get over it.
It's so funny because people do cry on my shoulder all the time.
Oh, and are you just like, okay.
There.
Now go away.
like Big Hero 6, is that what
Oh, yes.
There. He's just repeating, a thing. He doesn't even care. Okay, so conscientiousness. And this is the interesting thing about conscientiousness is it's the biggest marker for success in life.
Oh.
Go figure.
Okay.
And you have very moderately high conscientiousness, which means it's almost like a level of judging, which is kind of an interesting thing. So let's see. Moderate. Let me see if I can find out. Conscientious people implement their plans and establish and maintain order.
Yes.
That sounds right. I have very low conscientiousness, which I'm in the 13th percentile, and you're at 66.
Okay.
So again, on the opposite side of the spectrum.
Yeah.
And so, which means, obviously, the 13 out of 100. Low conscientiousness do not regard duty as particularly important, and they do not like to slog away at their tasks.
Yeah, that sounds right for you.
They will.
You're like a big picture guy.
Yeah. And they will only work hard if pushed, generally by outside forces, and do not mind wasting time.
That's so
They
funny.
are highly likely to procrastinate. Even when people with low levels of consciousness commit to doing something, there's a good chance that they will be late or delayed, or even there is no reason for it. Even when there's no reason for it. Wow. Tell me how you really feel, Jordan Peterson. So I'm being transparent here, okay? So it's kind of funny. So the conscientiousness is broken into two different things. Industrialness and orderliness.
Okay.
So industrialness is, let's see if I can find one of these little moderate. Let's see. They don't know. They don't not. No. Let's see. Okay, your score puts you in the. If you're in the room. Moderately industrious people are reasonably likely to succeed in school and administrative managerial positions, particularly if they're intelligent. Okay. If they don't live to work, however, they do not always have to be doing something useful. They're generally quite dutiful. However, they tend not to put things off and or mess them up. They also tend to finish what they start pretty much on schedule. Moderately industrious people have some genuine interest in considering how to accomplish more in less time with fewer resources and can focus consistently on tasks at hand. So one thing I would say that's very interesting about this is because I'm very, I guess, self-aware. I've always, I guess, become been able to do this.
Yeah.
And I think mainly because I've seen, like my brother, who was like melancholy, super smart. Everything had to be clean, and everything had, it was just a certain way, and I was just so contrasting to it.
Yeah.
He was like, we'll get into it, but I'm sure he had very high neuroticism. And I have like zero neuroticism.
Who's older?
He's older.
Okay.
And I was kind of submitted to him until I got out of high school. So it was like I was like my butterfly moment. And it's even hard our relationship now because he still sees me that way. Yeah. And it's hard for him to understand that I'm over here. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Especially because I'm so A-type. Yeah. Which causes conflict. Yeah. Because it's like you don't even know who I am. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think older brothers generally, or the oldest sibling, you're the eldest.
I'm the oldest, yeah.
Kind of find themselves sooner. Yeah. Because they're not underneath somebody else's. Yeah. Right?
I could see that for sure.
Yeah. So
we have to find our friends. Like, I have 3 little sisters, and so they would just tag along, and I was always in charge. I would have to be, like, my parents would go, I was watching them since I was, like, 7.
Yeah.
So I'd have to be, like, in charge, take control. You're my little sister, I'm watching you. Not that I like that, especially being, like, in the Hispanic family. Yeah. Like, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because there's kind of like especially if being the woman. Yeah. Being a woman in a Hispanic family, you don't necessarily have to leave the house at 18.
Yeah. With my mom, we did. She had a countdown.
Okay, she was like,
when you're 18, you're out. I remember being 14.
I'm getting your dad to myself.
Yes, I remember being 14, and she was talking to my grandma, and she's like, 4 more years, and she's out. But we also didn't get along because we're very similar. So, like,
you'd be fascinated if you got her to take
I want to get her to do it.
You can see what it is. You know? You can see the contrast.
Yeah.
Because some of this I'm surprised by.
Yeah, are you?
Yeah, some of this I'm surprised by. And it's funny because I read people for a living. Yeah. Because of sales, I just train myself to be like, oh, I can pick this up. Yeah. And the one that I'm the most intuitive to is the 4 Greek. Because I can kind of ask people simple questions and then I go like, oh, okay, they're over here. But this is definitely different. So, industrialness means like you kind of are always building. I would say, in a sense.
I am.
But what I was trying to get to, my point was, what I was trying to say was that because I know who I am, I'm aware of who I naturally am, and not who I'm forcing myself to be. Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah.
So like. I've learned to be very industrialness and be very orderly. Like one of the things in orderliness is like, do you ever lose things, right? And I never lose anything. But I'm not the type of person when I was a kid, I was losing everything.
Yeah.
So I've learned to mold my personality to a way where I could be like, oh, okay, this is how I will function better.
Yes, and I lose everything.
See, so
constantly.
So that's fascinating. So it's also how you answer it. You know, how you interpret the question.
Yes.
So you're high in orderliness. I'm low in both of those things. So let's see what I am in. Industrialness is moderately low. I'm at 32.
Okay.
So you're at 73. Again, on the other side of the spectrum. Orderliness, I'm at 7.
Okay.
So I have like no orderliness. But it's also because I'm a very much like rebel.
Yeah.
Where I don't want anybody to tell me what to do.
Yeah.
Like if even when I was a kid, my mom used to tell me that when she would tell me to hurry up, I would go slower.
Yes. Yeah.
That's just my natural state.
Yeah.
You know? She told my wife when we got married, she said that she told my wife that she says, if you want Edward to do anything, you have to give him a carrot. Stick don't work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's good advice. That's really good advice.
Yeah, because she had to deal with it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, if you don't do this, I'm gonna, spank you or something.
Like, all right, yeah.
I was like, well, cool. I'll get over it. Because I'm neurotic. I have no neuroticism, so pain doesn't bother me as much as most people.
If I get in trouble, it's still less now as an adult. Once I became a mom, things bother me less. But as a kid, all my dad had to do was look at me disappointed, and I'd be like, I'm sorry.
You'd crumble.
Yeah, one of my sisters, always in trouble, constantly, grounded, whatever. And she's like, cool, 2 weeks, awesome. Are you done?
Didn't face her.
Not at all. Me, I'm like,
oh, Daddy, I'm so
so sorry. I didn't mean it. I'll never do it again.
Love me.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't need you.
Yeah.
So we're both high extroversion. So you're 99 percentile. So you're like me with whatever that other one was. I was 0. Politeness. And I'm 92 percentile. So we're both very extroverted. So I don't think you need to explain extroversion.
Yeah.
I think everybody understands extroversion.
Definitely.
Enthusiasm is the first one. So let's see what enthusiasm is. So your enthusiasm is very high, and mine is normal. Oh. Mine is typical.
Okay.
But you don't see me getting very enthusiastic.
No, never.
I'm kind of
super even keel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't go like this. So typical average enthusiasm, which yours is extremely high, 99 percentile.
Okay.
Assertiveness, you're exceptionally high, 97 percentile. And assertiveness, I was 1 point higher, 98 percentile.
Nice.
This one was very surprising, that assertiveness.
I don't feel like I'm super assertive.
Yeah, but I think maybe it might be your natural state that you've kind of put on the back burner.
I can see that. Okay.
Where you're like, I want to tell everybody what to do, but I don't think I will win. You know what I mean?
So I won't.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
So, neuroticism is very low. No, is moderately low. So, yours is 29 percentile, which it's not totally low, but not totally high.
Yeah.
So, you're below the median. Let me see what... Well, obviously, the median would be 50. That's interesting.
What's yours?
7.
Oh.
So I'm not very neurotic at all. So neuroticism is, just for some people that don't understand what that is this kind of like, do you judge other people and do you judge yourself? Mm-hmm. So the more you judge yourself, the more you'll judge other people. Mm-hmm. This kind of goes hand in hand.
Totally.
So unless you're a narcissist.
Oh.
So that's what narcissism is.
So if you're a narcissist, what number would you have?
You wouldn't score correctly.
Okay.
Because you're judging other people not the same way you're judging yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it would be like, I don't know what it would happen, but I know that's what it is. It's like, for whatever reason, you give yourself a pass when you don't give anybody else a pass.
Totally.
So, I don't give myself a hard time, and I don't give anybody else a hard time. I accept people.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird, when you think about all the other things that go in tandem, it's kind of fascinating. So people that have really high neuroticism are generally very depressed people.
Oh.
So this is a big indicator of people that deal with depression. So if you're high,
because they're hard on themselves.
Yeah, if you're high in conscientiousness and high in neuroticism, then you would be a high probability that you're going to deal with depression.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's good that you're low, because I was interested in seeing that.
Yeah.
Because of the conversation we had the last time.
Yeah.
So withdrawal, you're 57, which is like almost standard.
Sweet.
Generally, withdrawal is 60 for women and 40 for men.
Oh, not bad.
So withdrawal is kind of an individual's average in withdrawal may occasionally suffer from anticipation anxiety. So like this trip that we're going to take with our significant others, and we're going to Cloudcroft, and we're all like, everybody's all excited, and I have no excitement.
You have no excitement?
I don't even care.
I'm so excited.
Like I like the idea, but it's not like I don't have any.
You don't want to go apple picking, sir?
I don't have any. I don't have any anticipation anxiety whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like
it just is.
Yeah, just. So mine is very low. That's what it says. So, but yours is normal.
Yeah.
So you have normal.
Sweet.
So the one below that is volatility.
Okay.
And yours is low, which is surprising. Which is very surprising. So volatility is kind of an interesting one. So it's like, how stable is your mood? So yours is low. So they are not irritable, and they don't feel less disappointed, frustrated, pain, or loneliness.
Yeah.
Which is kind of good.
Yes.
This is a very good straight. So this is kind of the one where you would be, if this one's very high, you might have really high moments and really low moments.
Totally.
So my volatility is extremely low. It's 3%.
Okay.
And you're 11.
Yeah.
So we're both kind of...
I'm 11?
Yeah.
Whoa, that is low.
Yeah, it is low. It's surprisingly low. Openness, which is is the next one. Openness is like another topic. So you're average on openness. So let's see if openness to experience is a measure of interest in novelty, art, literature, abstract thinking, philosophy, as well as sensitivity to esoteric emotions and beauty.
Okay.
So openness is kind of just what it is.
Yeah.
You know, it is open. So we're both around the same thing. I'm 53 and you're 57.
Okay.
So we're both pretty open-minded people.
Totally.
You gotta open yourself up to new experiences.
Yeah, man.
What movie is that from?
I don't know. Oh. Is it that McConaughey one that you quote sometimes?
No. Oh, Dazed and Confused.
Yeah.
I do like that movie.
You do.
Right. Can't believe the guy's gonna possibly be our governor.
And not this go around.
I hope not. I like him, but I don't like him as a governor.
I agree.
I don't think the guy that gets high on TV. So next one is intellect. So intellect, your intellect was average. And this is this is not an IQ test.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they get this question, but
there was one question about how big is your vocabulary? I wonder if it was that one.
Maybe that's part of it. I don't know. It's probably going to be more questions. It's probably more like tricky than we think it is.
Yeah.
So people typical in intellect can be interested in ideas and abstract concepts. They do not mind sometimes enjoying comfort with novelty information. However, even if it is complex, they are curious and as an average person, and occasionally like to tackle and solve intellectual problems.
Yeah.
So let's see. People moderately high in intellect tend to be quite interested in ideas and abstract concepts. They often enjoy being confronted with novel information, even when it is complex. They tend to be more curious, exploratory than average, frequently like to tackle and solve problems. Yeah. Okay, so it's just like the extreme. So I'm like 67 and you're 47.
Okay.
And then the next one is...
That sounds right.
Openness. And I'm moderately low, and you're moderately high.
Okay.
So it's funny. Our significant others would be like, think we would get the same answer, and we're like on the opposite end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
So Fooey, I think you got us all figured out. You guys go take that and fry it up.
Fry it up.
That was not polite.
Rude.
I got zero politeness, so now I'm going to go with it.
It tracks.
I'm just going to go with it. And whatever you say, it's not going to bother me because I'm not neurotic at all.
You really aren't. That one's so... It's in, like... I've watched you in, like, some, like, not hard moments, but you're literally like, okay, sure. Mm-hmm. Those are like the two things. Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yeah, I do type sure a lot in text.
You do.
People ask me all the time, what does this mean? It means sure. Let's do it. Like, I don't know.
In text, sure sounds like, I guess.
It does. Huh?
Yeah. But maybe you do it on purpose.
No, I say sure like sure.
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 Yeah.
It's funny because there's no inflection in text.
Yeah, there
is. It's hard to read text.
Emojis. Do you use emojis?
I do use emojis quite a bit.
Hold on. You text me sure today, and I think you did do an emoji.
I didn't do an emoji. I didn't do an emoji.
No, you didn't. No emoji. It would be funny. It would be funny if you're like, sure. With that emoji.
That's a good test. Let's go see what your number, like your you know how you do your favorite?
Yes.
So if you do if you click the emojis, right, in your thing, it'll tell you like the little timeline one.
Yes.
So it's like the ones you use the most.
Hearts. So I love hearts.
So like, what's your number one?
Laughing, crying, tilted.
Uh-huh.
And then next is hearts.
Mine's the thumb.
Thumbs up.
Here, let me switch. Let's see. Yeah, yours is the laughing.
Oh, why birthday cake?
I wish, like, people's birthday.
And then this one.
The slap in my face one is like, yes. I use that one a lot.
Oh my gosh. Praying hands, strong.
You have the colored emojis. That's funny.
Oh, I do. I'm not yellow. I am brown.
I do yellow because I don't want to be like offensive, and I'm trying to be polite.
I've had people. No, literally, I've had people be like, "You're not that dark," and I'm like, I could use whatever emojis I want. Okay,
that's funny.
In the summer, I am.
So I do have the laughing face. Though you know the one I like a lot is that little like the disgust.
You do like
face.
that one, yes.
It's in the top 4. Then you have the dead one.
I do.
Like this is dead laughing.
Yes, exactly.
That's
I'll just respond with that.
I love those things. Yeah.
This is fun.
I like the exploding brain one.
You do.
That exploding brain one I use a lot too.
When you meet people, you should what are your top 4 emojis?
We should do that every time we interview somebody. Give me your phone, then we're gonna look at your emojis. Let's do this. In your, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 5. So there's 30 emojis right in your most common.
Yes.
How many of them are negative?
Oh.
So I think 1, 2.
1,
3, 4, 5. I have the thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
6. I have 6.
I have 3.
Okay. See, I'm a little more negative. Everything else is just kind of whatever.
Yeah. Okay,
last one is openness, which you're at the 66th percentile. And I'm 38th percentile, so you're definitely more open than I am. The closest synonym for openness, rather than openness to experience, which encompasses openness to intelligence, is creativity.
Oh.
So you're more creative.
I'm very creative.
Moderately open, creative people find beauty importance without an outlet for their creative ability. They may have some difficulty thriving. So, Jordan Peterson loves to talk about creative people and how they struggle in life.
They do.
You know? But you have conscientiousness.
Yeah.
And I think that's your strength. Like the orderliness and like that. Like I'm envious of that for sure because it's not my tendency. But I think I'm more into like, how do I say it? Like it's hard to understand why one person would be conscientious and another person wouldn't.
Yeah.
Like why would one person care about one thing and the other person not?
Yeah.
It's hard to say, you know what I mean? It's kind of, that's one thing that's different about this one. This one doesn't make you feel warm and fuzzy.
Yeah.
All the other personality types is like, you're the best person you could ever be.
Yay!
And then you just go away. You're like, yay, I love this place.
This is what I am.
Yay, look at me. I'm so great. Like literally, Kobe, my favorite one.
Yeah.
She literally says, you have the perfect score when you start and after you're done with your test.
And it does it for everybody.
Everybody's got the perfect score. You know, and like I had somebody take it. I was like, you should take this test. It was pretty cool. And they take it, and then I hear, you got the perfect score. It's like,
they did it for them too?
You traitor. I had the perfect score. It's like every new person has a better score. You know? So, yeah, I think that's it. So, let's go over a little bit of what we want to talk about.
Yeah.
I know we have, it's kind of like the get to know us. You know?
I like this. I think these things are important to get to know yourself. I like the idea of doing that with people you work with. Mm-hmm. That's smart.
100%. 100%.
Super smart. It's kind of like a fast track to.
Oh yeah. And then
communication and all that stuff.
And then I want to find. So the Kobe is the best one because I can. There's they do these questions where they ask you, does this give you energy or does this take energy from you?
I like that because I think in that way.
Yes.
I think about people in that way too.
Yeah. So there's tasks that if I'm doing them, I could do them all day and lose track of time.
Yes.
Right. And that's like my flow state, right? Is what you call it, like my flow state. But if you had me like in here, like typing all day, like I'd rather go dig a ditch outside. Like I don't want to type all day. I don't want to organize paper. I don't want to read through literature. I love research. But if I had to do research at a library, I would go crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could only be there for like maybe an hour. Yeah. And then I'm like spent. Done. It's like going shopping with my wife. It's like,
what kind of shopping? Are all shopping? Like grocery shopping,
any
clothes,
shopping.
Any kind?
I hate shopping. Like I can do it.
Yeah, but you'd rather not.
For about an hour.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you just go like walk in the store. Like I'll go into I'll tell my wife, okay, go in the store. Get this and just come right back out.
That's not a thing, sir.
There's no way. It's impossible.
Is an unrealistic expectation.
Yes. It's like asking like a teenager to like. I'm not gonna say it. Like it's really hard to ask her to do that, and like I'll go in the store, and I'm like beelining it
to where you're going.
I'm literally like cutting the edge of the corner so I can walk as fast as possible to get to the cereal and then get back out, and I'm like analyzing the checkout lines while I'm walking by them, and it's like, okay, this one's gonna be empty by the time I get out, and it's like you ever see those like gifts that is like the math is going by them? This is like me. I'm like walking through the matrix.
How can I go super fast and get what I want?
And I get to the car and I feel like I achieved success.
2 minutes.
He's like, see?
Yes, it's possible. No, Jake and I.
She's like, no, it's not, Edward.
We went to Target. Target's the worst one.
Yes.
I could walk through Target.
I do like Target. Okay, I hate Target because they're letting guys in the girls' bathroom, and I hate Target because they became politically correct, right?
Very.
And this is a little bit about like our red pill type stuff.
Yes.
But The thing I do like about Target is for whatever reason their shopping carts are the best.
Oh.
And they don't wiggle at all.
Okay, yeah.
And they have a place to put your coffee.
They do.
And I'm always at Walmart because I always carry my coffee.
Yes.
And my coffee cup is like sitting on the little
then you're hoping
chair,
it doesn't
the
fall.
little chair seat,
yes.
and I'm like tilting it perfectly then it's like and I'm like, I hope
you're
it
like,
don't
come
spill.
on.
So that's the one thing I'll say, is, and then the store's always clean.
It is.
But I always go to Walmart because I'm cheap and I'd rather not spend the extra money.
I'll spend the extra money for a good experience.
I'm a big fan of Sam Walton.
Yes.
I read his book.
Yeah.
Made in America. It's a very good book.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but pretty much that's all we're going to do for today. We're going to kind of get into the intro of everything we're going to be talking about. Politics, financing, masculinity, the attack on masculinity, attack on femininity.
Yeah.
Because it's also vice versa. Just about hobbies, business, all these kinds of things.
Everything.
The whole gambit.
Yay.
At the next episode. So that's it for today, guys. Signing off.
Bye.